recession this, recession that. What is it and how does it affect you? Well, let's talk about it. But before we jump in, I need you to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any wealth building information. Now, let's get after it. So what is this thing that's called a recession? A recession is a significant, widespread, prolonged downturn in our overall economy, meaning that the gross domestic product, what we sell grossly as a country, has been down for at least 2 consecutive quarters. Now, here's the thing. That's the definition of a recession from a global perspective. But what I want you to start thinking about, what's happening globally will eventually come touch home. Maybe from the United States perspective, we might not be in a recession, but are you in a recession? Has the amount of income that you have kind of come down? Are you starting to spend less because you can't afford to spend more? Are you in a personal recession? You really need to ask yourself that question, because from a global perspective, the United States is not in a recession, but that does not mean that you may not be in a personal recession. So as we start to think about what is going on globally and what's going on in our U.S. economy and how it expands out, we think about that from a business perspective. But if it's starting to touch home, you really need to realize that you as a business owner got to start thinking differently. When we are being faced with higher interest rates, when we are seeing that consumer spending is coming down because we cannot afford to buy what we used to be able to buy, are we in a recession? Maybe the United States is not in a recession, but I think some of us as consumers are in a recession. Consumer spending plays a key role in the economy. That is why when we were going through our ups and downs of COVID and all of that, the government wanted to put money out there because they wanted the consumers to continue spending because it affects the overall economy. Another thing that affects how our economy is doing is interest rates. How does that affect you as an individual? When our government continues to increase interest rates year over year, quarter over quarter, what are they doing? They are trying to slow down spending. What they're saying is, Americans, we're going to charge you more to purchase that car. We're going to charge you more to get that business loan. We're going to charge you more to run with that credit card debt. It's a deterrent so that you can stop spending. The government is sending you signals. Are you paying attention to it? Are you putting money on your credit cards where you really can't afford to do that? My philosophy around that is only spend on your credit card. That is which is going to get you points, or that is which an emergency. And if you're having emergencies every single month, then we need to have a totally different conversation. So understand the monetary policy of what our government is doing and make sure you come up with a monetary policy on the way you're handling your own expenses. That's so important. So here's the thing. Now that you know the government is not in a recession, but you got to be thinking to yourself, let me make sure that I am doing what I need to do as I run my household, as I manage my business. Is every expense in my business getting me more profit? Is it necessary? Do we need it? You have to start questioning these things. Start backing off of how far you're allowing yourself to extend your credit. We love being in the fancy cars, but do we need to be in the fancy cars? It's important to understand where you are in your personal economy, not just where we are in a national economy. You know, where's the United States of America? Where's the state that you live in? Where's the city that you live in? How about your own personal household, your business expenses, your personal expenses? You got to look at all of those things. And you have to also think about, are companies hiring? Are companies firing? Are you as a business owner, do you need to hire? Or do you need to let go? Or do you need to hold still? You got to start looking at these types of things and start making very mindful, very strategic decisions, because what may have happened last year from an income perspective, are you on track to do the same thing this year? That's why it's so important. As a business owner, you're always looking at your KPIs, your key performance indicators that tell you the trajectory of where your business is going. And if you see a dip, be prepared to ride the wave and know how to strategically maneuver. The other thing I want to make sure you're being mindful of is that you have an emergency fund in place, because it's important that we as business owners have 3 to 6 months of our expenses and savings. As individuals, we need to have 3 to 6 months of our personal living expenses in savings. And if you don't, you definitely want to get out there, create a side hustle for yourself. I don't care if you make an extra 100, 200, whatever it is. Oatmeal is better than no meal. So it's so important that you set some money to the side. Business owners, it is so important that you have some money saved up. We cannot expect every day to be the same. We are striving every day to improve, but there may be a bump in the road. And when you have cash reserves, you can weather the bump in the road easier without having to lay off excellent staff that you've taken all the time to train. So make certain as a business owner that you know what you're doing financially. Make sure that you're staying on top of your finances. Make sure that you as individuals, that you're paying attention. Do not think that what happens in the news from a global perspective and what's going on nationally does not impact you, because it absolutely will impact you. It is coming home. It starts at our government level, the state level, our city level, our business level, our household level. And here's the thing, my friends, now that you know better, you absolutely have to do better. That is why I want you right now to like, comment, and subscribe so I can keep you updated on all the changing tax and business information you need to know to make sure you're building wealth.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. I also want to introduce you to a program that I have called Tax Pro Grow. Why? Because you may be looking for a side hustle, you may be looking for a business to run, you may be looking for some extra cash, or you just might be concerned about this whole recession thing, or somebody giving you a pink slip. Well, Tax Pro Grow could potentially be your answer, because it's a business that you can do where no one is in charge but you. And here's the great thing about Tax Pro Grow. You don't need to have a tax license. You don't need to have tax knowledge. You don't need to have a degree. You don't need anything but a willingness to learn. And I break down all the steps through my system and process. I literally take my 25 years of experience, all the mistakes I made, all the lessons I've learned, and I packaged it up in a system and process that is foolproof, that you will be able to utilize and start making money. I literally guarantee it. I am going to invite you to join me on this journey of Tax Pro Grow, because I want you to start making an endless amount of money, and I want you to be in control of your destiny. If you are interested in starting now, I want you to click on the link. And when you do, you're going to learn everything that you need to know. You're going to learn how to offer the service. You're going to learn how to sell a client. You're going to learn how to do marketing. And here's the other great thing. You will even get leads, because we offer that too. People that are willing to pay you for the service that you're going to easily be able to offer, because the value is going to be there. So if you need some extra cash, you want to make an endless amount of money, or you just thinking, maybe you just want to do something different, click on that link and join me for the Tax Pro Grow program. I guarantee you, you'll be thanking me for doing so.